This is the Winchester model 1876 Centennial rifle in the 22-inch barreled carbine version. It's in 45-60, and this is just my preliminary video. As with everything I've been talking about the past few days, this rifle came almost brand new, and I can see why whoever sold it because it needs a ton of work. But first, let's go over the rifle itself. Like I said, it's a 76, which means it's a 73 style action that has just been expanded to fit the 45-60 cartridge. 22-inch barrel shoots a 45-60, which is slightly smaller than a 45-70. These carbines originally came in 45-60, 45-75, 45-90, and 45-100. And they're pretty sweet little guns. 22-inch barrel, 45-60 with black powder, and a 400 grain bullet should leave the muzzle around 1,300 feet a second. But upon getting it and looking through it and trying to chamber around in it, I found that it would not even reliably chamber around, and I'm going to go through why. And then after working the action for a while, I found out the action started to bind up. So let's take a look in there. Okay, here you see these. This is a toggle link action. It works kind of like your knee. See, this would be your hip, your knee, and then your foot where the bolt is, and then this is just moving, but this is how the toggle link works, and it's missing a toggle link. There's actually a link that goes on top of these 3 pins. It looks just like this, but I have it removed because it came apart and binded up the action. So, but you can see how that works, like that, like a knee. Okay, so there's the toggle link itself up here. It came apart. The pin in it wasn't crimped in there tight enough, and the toggle link just came apart and bound up the action. The action itself has lots of rough, sharp edges in there, and then as you can see here, where I've been grinding away right there, that was catching this door here. That was catching this door. So when you pushed a round in, it'd hang up down there and it wouldn't come up, and it'd lock the whole action up and just turn into a nightmare. And then the bottom part of this door right here was hanging up on this thing right here, this white thing right here, which is the control arm that moves the extractor case up and down. So this required, I had to grind slightly on it, polish it off very carefully. Lots of grinding was required there so that 45-60 cases would even fit in there. Polished it off very nicely. Lots of grinding done to this door on this inside, on the inside portion of it here. Polished it off, and I've got this working properly. I've got this working properly. Now all I need to do is figure out that toggle link up there, and push it back together, and then pin it together like the top of your AR-15 bolt carriers are done, or they're pinned together. So, but yeah, that's about it. So hopefully I'll have it up and working very soon. When it is working, it has a very smooth action. Biggest reason I chose 45-60 was because of it being able to have a smooth action, because even though it's a big bore caliber, the round is still small enough that you can cycle and fire fairly quickly. So, but anyway, that's just the preliminary. We'll see. Just to give you guys an idea of how long it took to do the polishing and the grinding in here, because I had to be so careful, because this is the first time I've ever held this kind of rifle. I don't know, how much metal I can take off in all the places. I've just been kind of reading and figuring out as I go along. I had to go very, 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 very slow. And, I would get a candle that I have made out of some cotton and some diesel, and I'd get soot, and I'd put soot all over the internal parts, and then work the action, and then see where the soot was being rubbed off the metal. And it took 4 hours to do what I've already showed you to do, plus cleanup and getting ready and then cleanup time. So it's taken quite a while, and I expect another couple hours into it, and then hopefully that'll be it. So anyway, hope somebody learned something, and we'll talk to you guys later.